housing crisis across the nation, certainly felt here in Nebraska, where high prices make buying a new home out of reach for many.
As NTV's Lauryn Bentley tells us, leaders in the housing market say lawmakers need to find a solution, while local leaders say there's a way to find your forever home without breaking the bank.
The average cost to buy a home in the Tri-Cities is up, way up, a change not reflected in many buyers' paycheck. So the question becomes, how can anyone afford a home in Central Nebraska?
Hard, right? It's going to be hard.
REDRICK, director of the Omaha office of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, says houses that are selling quickly aren't cheap.
The fastest selling housing product is 250, 300 and above, whereas the greatest need is where you're talking, folks who are looking for some 150, because it becomes a challenge to build anything in Nebraska less than 150.
But he says there's more people who want to buy, but can only buy for less.
The greatest need is really for folks at the opposite end of the spectrum, and I don't think we've done a well enough job to find a balance between the two.
He says part of the reason why prices are so high is because there's just not enough houses on the market.
We haven't made the significant investment in housing in a way we probably should have across the state. We've done so in business, but not in housing. And that's starting to show across the board, across the state.
But according to MEISTER, a realtor in Kearney, this doesn't mean someone in their mid-20s can't buy a house. But he says the first step is to start small.
It's not out of the question that some of these young professionals would live in Pleasanton or Amherst and then commute in until they build equity in that house.
He says people in their 20s should wait until they're financially in a good place to afford a big house in a bigger town.
And then they use the equity in that house and the few promotions they've had and the lower student loan debt, or maybe they paid off their car and now they qualify for more and they move into Kearney.
But REDRICK says it takes Nebraskans and their legislators to do the work to get more homes built in communities.
We got to have the community and political leaders get in the same room. It's like, guys, listen, you can build all the $300,000 houses you want, but the greatest need is not $300,000 houses.
Because he says what matters is getting people in homes rather than getting a bigger check signed.
What's the fix, right? So there has to be a compromise somewhere as to what we need, as opposed to you maximizing profits on everything that you deliver.
Reporting in Kearney, I'm Lauryn Bentley.